Opening a bank account for a Dubai Foundation comes with more paperwork than most expect. Even after your foundation is registered, the bank will ask for a long list of documents and details about everyone involved. The process can feel complex, but it is there to protect your structure and keep you fully compliant. So, in this video, I'll show you exactly which KYC documents you will need, why each one matters, and what you need to prepare so your application for Dubai Foundation's bank goes as smooth as possible. Before we start, my name is Shiraz Baid and I'm the founder at LepidusWealth, where we help clients and families protect their assets using a range of tools including trust, foundations, wills, and offshore structures. So, if you own a business or real estate, don't wait until a legal or health crisis to start thinking about protecting what you have built. Instead, request your free and customized asset protection plan by clicking the link below. You can then implement it step by step as your journey progresses. The term KYC stands for Know Your Customer. It's not just a formality, it's a legal requirement for all banks operating in Dubai. For a foundation, this means supplying detailed documents about the foundation itself, the people who control it, and if relevant, the ultimate beneficial owners. Every bank is slightly different, but the core requirements remain similar. At a minimum, you will need to provide the bank with the foundation's official documents. This includes the Certificate of Incorporation or Registration from the Dubai International Financial Center, that's the DIFC. You will also provide the foundation charter and any bylaws or additional rules. You will also be asked for a copy of the foundation's register of council members and any authorized signatories, essentially the people who are allowed to give instructions to the bank. Next comes the identification for all key individuals. This usually means passport copies and, if they live in Dubai, Emirates ID for each council member, founder, protector if there is one, and any ultimate beneficial owner. Some banks will insist that all these people provide proof of residence as well, so a recent utility bill, bank statement, or a tenancy contract is helpful to have on hand. If the founder or UBO is a company rather than an individual, you will need to provide the company's certificate of incorporation, memorandum of association, shareholder register, and a full ownership chart showing the path to ultimate owners. For many global clients, this is where delays often start. So, having a clear, up to date structure chart is essential. It's important to understand that Dubai's regulatory environment is shaped not just by local laws, but also by the need to align with international best practices, including those recommended by the FATF, that's the Financial Action Task Force. Banks in Dubai are under increasing pressure to demonstrate that they know exactly who is behind each foundation, how it funds, what is the source of fund, and what is the purpose of the foundation. This is why the document list is so detailed and why the process often feels more intensive than in some offshore jurisdictions. For clients used to lighter regulations in places like Caribbean, this can be a significant shift. However, it's also a key part of why Dubai foundations are increasingly respected by counterparties and regulators around the world. You will be expected to provide a resolution of minutes from the Foundation Council authorizing opening of the account. This document needs to spell out who will be the account signatories and the limit of their authority, if any. Many banks in Dubai are strict on this point, so ensure the resolution is signed and stamped as required by the foundation rules. Some banks will also ask for a business plan or a short letter describing the foundation's purpose, source of funds, and expected account activity. This might feel excessive, but it's a standard practice, especially for new clients without an existing relationship in Dubai. In addition to these core documents, banks will typically ask for personal CVs or background summaries for each council member and beneficial owner. They want to understand the professional background of the people involved and assess the legitimacy of the structure. If the foundation has a protector or guardian, you will need to provide identification and background details for that person as well. If the foundation is holding or managing specific assets, such as real estate, shares, or intellectual property, you should be prepared to provide supporting documents. This can include property title deeds, share certificates, or evidence of asset value. If assets are being transferred into the foundation from another entity, banks may request legal documents showing the origin and lawful transfer of those assets. All of this helps the bank satisfy their own compliance obligations and ensure your account isn't frozen later due to incomplete records. It's not unusual for banks to make additional requests if the foundation structure is complex or if there are complex cross border elements involved. For example, if a founder is based in London, the protector is in Singapore, and the beneficiaries are spread across several countries, you can expect extra questions and possibly further documentation so you can demonstrate the relationships and compliance in all relevant jurisdictions. In some cases, enhanced due diligence may be triggered, leading to requests for legal opinion or reference letters from the lawyers, auditors, or banks that know your foundation or its principles. Depending on the bank's internal policy and your profile, you may also be asked for tax residency certificates, recent tax filings, or compliance questions. Foundations with international connections, such as overseas founders or beneficiaries, should be ready to provide additional information, especially if the structure will be sending or receiving cross-border payments. A crucial point is that all documents must be up to date and, where possible, notarized or certified as true copies. Many banks in Dubai will not accept simple scans or uncertified copies, especially for passports and official documents. It's wise to prepare original documents for review and have certified copies on hand for submission. Sometimes the process doesn't end with document submission. Banks often conduct video calls or in person interviews with key people, particularly if they are not residents in Dubai. They may also ask questions about the source of wealth, background of the founder, or previous banking history in other jurisdictions. Being ready to answer these questions honestly and with supporting documents will speed up the process considerably. One area that can cause unexpected delay is the verification of the source of funds and the source of wealth. If your foundation is being funded with the proceeds of a business sale, inheritance, or accumulated wealth, you will need to provide evidence, such as sales agreements, inheritance certificates, or audited financial statements. Banks are increasingly required to trace the flow of funds, not just to immediate founder, but through every layer of ownership and control. For clients who operate in emerging markets or who have structures involving offshore companies, this can sometimes add weeks to the process. It's also best to be transparent and forthcoming from the start, providing as much detail and supporting documentation as possible. So, what does this mean in practice? If you're preparing to open a bank account for DIFC and ADGM Foundation, start by gathering all the documents mentioned. Create a checklist that includes foundation documents, identification, proof of address, council resolution, background details, as well as asset evidence and compliance documents. If you have an advisor, have them review your file before submission. A well-prepared application is much less likely to trigger additional questions or rejection. While this list can seem extensive, each requirement serves a purpose. It allows banks in Dubai to maintain their reputation as clean, compliant, and internationally respected institutions. For you, it's a small investment of time and effort that will pay off in long-term flexibility and peace of mind when it comes to your banking of the foundation.